G and MCG. Still getting
Gotcha,
used
name,
to
gotcha, yeah.
still getting used to saying that.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Luck out Steam.
today we have decided on a very important thing that we should do. We've decided to to revive our podcast. And
Or
I
a
will,
remaster.
yes, remaster or revive, however you want to say it, we're doing it.
No,
Oh,
we're gonna. This is a reboot. Like, it's gonna be completely different.
exactly. So,
Yep.
uh,
Anyways, without.
our first topic for today comes directly from Mason.
That's right. And oh yeah, before we jump straight, before we get started, with anything, I just want to mention. Gonna get this out of the way. I will be the other half of the hosting team when it comes to the podcasts. So this will definitely be the first episode.
That is right.
And, and we're gonna try and shoot for a minimum of like an hour because that way we can get talk about all the topics we have for this current week, and then maybe next week or the week after we'll come up with something new.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll bring in some we'll also bring some news, announcements, shoutouts, stuff like that. Anyways, let's get to it. So the first topic I'm going to bring up is around the console launches and the surrounding all the hype, all the hype surrounding it, i.e. the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X.
Oh, because I thought your first topic was going to be at the power issues that you were having.
Well, I'm gonna bring that. I'm gonna bring that up after, in a second after.
Okay, well, yeah, like Mason said, consoles, getting new consoles, we're like basically setting the stage for whatever's gonna happen next, folks. Like, doesn't matter how you look at it, it's all still the same. We're, well, okay, I'm sorry to say this, but some idiot consumers, not naming any names because of obvious reasons,
Why do we
they
say that? Because we all make impulse decisions when it comes to
they
purchases.
all they always think, oh well, maybe this new system will be better. Granted, it usually is, but let me ask you this: what if it's not?
Hmm. I never considered it fully considered whether it's going to be like the next big thing. But Sony keeps advertising it, like how powerful and superb it is. But we shall see at the end of
And
the day when it comes out.
and you know what, Mason?
Yeah, Justin,
Microsoft
what's that?
Microsoft is another perfect example of a gaming company that says it's the best generation of gaming, but really, it's just a
Well, I'm not
meh.
going to argue with them because I'm not going to argue with them because when it comes to that because they are a pretty good company though. I mean, they've been around for a long time. Think about they used to just make Windows and operating systems for computers before they started to jump into the gaming industry at the beginning of the 2000s, like literally at the beginning, like 2001. And so far they've been doing a great job with the Xbox Game Pass and making sure their consumers are actually getting what they want. But I feel like they were a tad late though when they unveiled the Xbox One. They kept marketing it as just as a do-it-all machine that was
I
a desktop PC.
I honestly think, like with some companies like Xbox, like with Microsoft, they really do not care about the consumers. They only care about the money they make.
You can say that, but you can say it about that to any company, really. I mean, it's not just so. It's
Well,
not
that's
just
a
Sony.
fair argument there.
Like EA, for example, they only care about money. They don't give a damn about companies and all that stuff and shareholders. In fact, they shut down multiple game studios because they failed to meet sales expectations. You remember Visceral Gaming, Visceral, the company behind Dead Space and all that.
Oh, I haven't played it.
Well, they were working on a Star Wars project, but because of Dead Space's Dead Space 3, like the sales numbers for Dead Space 3 were like a disaster. In some of the other games, EA had to shut down Visceral and all that stuff. They did the same thing when the company made a Skate series or trilogy anyway.
All right, guys. Sorry, Mason. Go ahead.
But I will say, Microsoft definitely didn't seem like they cared though. But I feel like they're starting to now. The way things are progressing.
All right, guys. So now I got a little thing I'd like to discuss, and it's not politics.
And here's something going to get serious. Wait.
And it's
Wait, is this about
politics.
is this about the America and the American presidential election, Justin?
I said it wasn't about politics, so no, it's not about the presidential election.
Okay, because I could have sworn I heard you say this thing about politics just now.
No, all I said was it's not about politics.
Okay, thank goodness.
All right, so one thing that I definitely want to mention is my outrage at some of the other like communities out there. Yes, I get they can have their own rules, but do not condemn some of the other communities just because they have theirs similar or different than yours. Like, you cannot just condemn someone just for having the same community name as you.
Are we not condemning any communities? Because as far as I know, I don't think I've heard or seen any of that happen.
No, we're not. I'm just saying, like, for anyone who does condemn communities, just don't.
Reminds me of a situation when it comes to fan bases, because a lot of fan bases, despite how they are, there's always going to be some people in the group, will just
and
be a bit of a negativity towards them.
And the same could be said with Twitch too. Like, if you're a Twitch streamer like I am, you do not want to ban people from your stream, but you have to do it.
If they're being obnoxious or toxic or
I find people are just being foolish nowadays.
No, that's the thing. That's the problem, because especially when it comes to internet outrage. And here's the big. And we live in such a time where all it takes is to read an article headline and go.
All it takes is
nuts,
one bad comment,
and
then a lot of outrage sparks.
I'm talking about when you read an article. That's all you need, and that's it. And there's outrage and everything else. Like, you're not reading. There's no actual facts being gathered.
That's true. That's why I say before you get outraged, consider all the facts.
Like, do your research before jumping the gun, because that can happen,
I mean, I do my research. Like, granted, some of my research is from CBC News, but still. CBC is a trusted news source.
A trusted news source.
Like, I don't blindly believe in what I hear on the news.
I'm just saying, like, is there ever a possibility that sometimes these news outlets accidentally or spread fake news?
Fox News, anyone?
I was about to say conspiracy theorist, but okay. But that's a fair point. Some news outlets do, in fact, spread fake news for whatever reason. Then again, I'm not trying to be too harsh on them. Maybe they don't need to spread that kind of news. But what do I know? Okay, that's another thing. Can we talk about conspiracy theorists for a second here? For a while, for a minute?
Yeah, go
Here's
ahead.
Here's the thing about conspiracy theorists, and that's why I'm kind of against it. And that some of them they're fun to listen. They're fun to listen to. Don't get me wrong, but you have to consider the fact that they're kind of spreading misinformation about most of the stuff. And some of it's pretty
yes.
Negative. Like the 9/11 conspiracy, I don't know who the hell came up with that one, but that was so not cool because it was very offensive and outrageous, and you could be outraged on it.
It was poorly bad planned, let me tell you.
Yeah, because it was awful, and that's actually one of the reasons
You
why.
had a good plan for 9/11. Don't let it happen.
I was gonna say the problem with conspiracy theories is they do this sort of thing and it creates a bad precedence. Like they what's the word? Prey on negativity a little bit. I mean, insane.
Yeah.
Now, well, there is a conspiracy about the footage regarding the footage of the moon landing, and now I am kind of on I am on the receiving end of that because I do kind of agree that the footage was indeed fake, except the actual moon landing part. And if you read about the theory and really consider the science behind all the facts, so-called facts, it does kind of make a lot of sense. For example, there's no air, there's no atmosphere in space, there's no wind, there's no sound either. And on top of that, on the moon, you're being bombarded with huge and intense amounts of radiation from the sun.
Have a point.
And the technology was not even advanced back then, like we have now. So we didn't have Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong definitely did land on the moon, but the footage we got was filmed in the studio.
Yeah,
it just makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
Of course it was done in a studio.
Yeah. I just wonder if anybody else actually knows about it, Now, calling back to what Justin was just talking about, power issues I've been having, let's talk about that.
Yes, because that is a huge issue. Well, okay, not anymore, but it was for a while.
Yeah, speak for yourself. I had that problem non-stop for some reason. It was just driving me nuts.
All right, Mason, I'd like you to take the ball from here because
Who do you think you're messing with?
that's kind of
Because
my
I had more
thing.
experience in this. Because I had experience in this, huh?
Reporting for duty, sir.
Kinda.
Okay. Okay. So basically, at the start of January 2020, or maybe it was February or March. I'm not sure. That I had to every time I started to do anything online, like stream or play online or chat online. The moment I do any of those things, my power card goes kaput, including the PS4 and TV, and they would forcibly, abruptly shut off for a good few hours, or almost the entire day. And I had to like unplug a few things, just make sure it doesn't happen. But of course, I didn't do anything. But now everything seems to have been solved. But it definitely leaves a very interesting question on my mind, like why is it happening in the first place?
Anyone see it? Anyone goddamn see it?
And I honestly have no thoughts on that one.
We've lost the eye. You got an update for us?
So if any of you in the comments would like to offer a detailed explanation as to why this is a common occurrence, please let me know.
Did you explain how this started too? Like, you said it started with the lightning storm, right?
No, this definitely did not start with a lightning storm. And quite frankly, I don't know when it started, honestly, because it was like so.
Because
I couldn't even find the explanation anywhere.
From what you told me, is like this started happening after a big storm, right?
I don't remember saying that after a big storm. The only thing I remember telling you one time though was my whole neighborhood power was shut off. Like my entire block.
Take a close look over there.
That's about it, really.
Movement to the left. Check it out.
Okay, well, I don't know why, but I thought you said that that something got struck by lightning, and then that's what started causing the issue.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember ever mentioning that to you, Justin. But you may have got that from like a movie or something, or somebody may have told you, because I don't remember.
Or maybe I got it from a dream.
That's a possibility, man. Because seriously, I don't remember mentioning that one bit.
This is Fire Team Echo. We have no visual. Over. Chalk 3 has lost.
Well, I
Yeah,
believe
we're not
you
to-
though. Like,
sir.
I believe that you didn't say it. I'm not sure how, but I somehow remember you saying that. Like, I cannot explain it.
Well, that's that's kind of interesting. Oh, and there's actually a few more topics we're gonna discuss too, and that is like well, actually, you know what? Maybe we should probably bring up the audience up to speed as to why we decided to reboot this entire podcast. Okay?
Yes.
Like, for those of you who don't know, we did a podcast like a few years ago, was it, or a couple years ago?
About a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago. Yeah, I can remember how long it's been.
Well, an easy way for me to remember is we stopped doing it around the time that COPPA started.
Yeah, because like thanks to the blame lies with the children advocacy groups, the FTC, as well as the what's that one? The Elsagate happening on YouTube, because there's a lot of kids content on YouTube, way over, like, really
Way
a
more
lot.
than adult content, let me tell you that.
And also the YouTube's comment section was littered with like child predators and all that stuff as well, and YouTube kept getting under fire because of it. and eventually, because this multiple child advocacy groups use this as proof to say that there are many kids under the age of 13 on the platform, causing the FTC to go under pressure, and they were forced to put this new law, this COPPA law that they were planning on putting on, drafting, or putting it into place, but they were forced to do it early.
Right.
Yeah, and that resulted in a lot of misinformation, a lot of scarcity, everything. And so around that time, me and Justin decided to stop the podcast because we were doing Minecraft videos with the podcast, and because of the rules that YouTube was laying down that were kind of described as kids content, Minecraft was definitely under all those categories.
And the type of stuff we were putting out for our podcast, it really affected me in a big way, so I just was like, you know what, I can't really do this with this whole thing in effect, so I'm just gonna step back from it all.
Yeah, and I'll be honest though, YouTube has made it very, very complicated to make content and to get noticed nowadays than it used to be.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't you realize that it's pretty much impossible to get 1,000 subs and 1,000 hours of watch time or whatever it is in a single year?
Oh yeah, like, oh yeah, you need to be like a big organization, it feels like, to friggin' get views on YouTube now.
Yeah, you need to become like T-Series or something. And which is an Indian company that owns several music studios and all that stuff in India. In fact, actually, I remember this one time that there was the T-Series versus PewDiePie subscriber count. That used to happen like a bunch.
Take that, you stupid Halo copter.
So one thing, so that's one of the reasons why we stopped doing the podcast in the first place, guys, and hopefully this is good. And this is definitely going to be a fresh restart instead of carrying where we left off. Because honestly, our last podcast was a bit all over the place in terms of some of the episodes. But hopefully this will be a bit more structured. This is definitely going to be episode 1 of the podcast. And speaking of podcasts, let us know if there's any else like you want, if there's anything you want to see for any future episodes. Like, so I don't know, maybe we could have a guest in the podcast today.
Oh yeah, like we would love it if you guys were a guest in the podcast. Like, we were having guests like we were having guests like quite often in here, weren't we?
That's right, yeah. And coming up with various with a specific topic in mind to discuss.
And it was very hard to come up with some topics, like some of the topics that we had come up with. Someone that Mason actually introduced me to a couple of times have given us a couple of topics.
Some of which I don't quite remember what we were talking about.
Fire and safety videos.
Pardon?
The fire and safety videos for one.
Oh, right, yeah, because that's from a certain someone.
Yes.
Right. That was one video.
I'm not gonna say their name because, for obvious reasons.
In fact, I think that's gonna be Justin's tagline now is for obvious reasons, right?
Yeah. Well, for YouTube, my
So if it,
my tag on Twitch is "Don't blame me, I'm gaming."
yeah, you know what? We definitely need a really good intro and maybe like an outro as well as maybe like a good saying or a phrase, you know, for this podcast now. Since we pretty much just started.
Negative. I don't got him. Stand
Boom, bitch!
Sorry, folks. Justin is in the middle of gaming. He's currently preoccupied right now.
Yeah, I
Oh,
clicked prototype and I literally just threw something at a freaking enemy, so I just wanted to taunt him.
Classic style. Oh, that's actually a great way to segue to next to another topic, and that's gaming, eh?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
and we are coming up on our next topic, which we haven't done for a very long while, and that is
Yeah.
game reviews and theories.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh yes, I remember that one. That was like, jeez, that was a while ago. But yes, I do remember that. And this time, I'm gonna actually bring up a really good. I'm actually gonna come up with a very good structured review this time.
Okay.
Like something that's actually so it's not like all over the place, and so I'm not rambling too much. But the thing is, I need to pick a game to review on instead of. I think I feel like I repeat the same thing over and over again. How about let's see the new Modern Warfare 2019 reboot.
Oh yeah, that's a good one to talk about for our first video. First off, let me start by saying the campaign was amazing for that game. They
Yeah,
went
it was.
all out
No.
on making that game's campaign.
I found the whole game to be pretty good. I mean, like it's pretty like the graphics and visuals, and
Although-
the textures, and the sound. It was pretty,
Although,
pretty
did you
on par.
Although, did you kind of feel like you were playing Black Ops? Like the
I was
story
felt
for
like I was
Black
playing.
Ops?
You know, I was actually, felt like I was playing either a Rainbow Six game, like a Navy Shield or something, or maybe even what's what I was going to say? Battlefield. There we go.
Yeah, because I find with the Call of Duty games, they do not like come up with their own story. Well, okay, they did in Black Ops 2, but like,
Oh, Black Ops 2. That was good. That was a great game. You can't argue that. That was pretty good.
yeah, like with Melendez, that was really well done.
Yeah. You know, I actually love the idea that it was like switching between two different time periods. Like, despite Black Ops 2 being a futuristic game, it definitely took place in the future and past, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like future heavy.
Like, and I like how it went back to the past and to the future, like where it showed you what happened with David and all that, but it also took you back to it showed you like Alex's story still, and then David's story.
Yeah. Now, as for the new Modern Warfare, I will say the game is now running on a completely different engine than it did before. Because the reason why Call of Duty looks like it's been copy and pasted so many times was because it was running on the Quake 3 engine. And if you don't know what that is, it's a rendering engine that all video games use. Like all video games use a different kind of engine, like the Intech engine, the Quake engine, the Unreal, that kind of thing.
Now,
Call of
Mason,
Duty was really-
are you ready for the next part of this topic?
Oh yeah.
Making a couple predictions.
Well, I predict it's going to be nice tomorrow. At least I hope it is.
And it could be about any game that we haven't discussed yet or that we have discussed, either right now or in the past.
You know, I'll give you a solid prediction right now,
Okay, what's that?
and you're likely going to be right. I'm likely going to be right about this one. I have a feeling. Call of Duty Black Ops, the reboot, aka Cold War, is going to have microtransactions of some kind. when it comes out.
What
And it
was
won't
your
be right away.
first clue?
We've lost contact. You have an eye on the target.
Of course, it's Activision. That's what. Yeah,
Chalk 3 to Red Crowd. Subject temporarily eluded us.
they did this. I mean, the new 29 Modern Warfare already has microtransactions in it.
Alright, now this next prediction is one that I have gotten right before. And those are my Siege predictions.
Did you predict that Siege will become a hero shooter like in Overwatch? Because
Actually, not a bad
that's what it is now.
Actually, that is not. Actually, that's a good prediction. I wasn't gonna go there, but you led me there.
Yeah, because I mean, Siege became a hero shooter instead of a tactical shooter like it was last time.
Actually, no. Where I was gonna go with it was they are gonna they might add a VR capability, add like VR support capability to Siege.
Okay. If they do that, how the heck is that going to work though?
Well, think of it this way, right? Like you know, every other game that has VR capability, right?
Let's see. Tomb Raider, Ace Combat 7,
There,
Wipeout. Okay.
there is. I predict that there will be a very special mode in Siege. That will be only for VR. Missions that you can do in VR as your favorite operators in Siege.
Okay, let me think about this for a second. If you are going to be playing as Twitch, Sledge, or let's see, as one of the hero sci-fi operators, like the girl that can clone herself and all that stuff, how would that work in VR anyway? You know, like how would the mechanics work? I mean,
That's the beauty part.
but I mean,
You're-
it might happen, but.
That's the beauty part, though. Like your controller will. You can choose between using your controller and your aim controller for, say, if you play Firewall. You can use the game controller and use the sticks to move around and look around. But the aspect would, like it. I get it. It's hard to grasp the concept because a few years ago, no one even knew what VR even was.
There was the Virtual Boy for Nintendo. That was a VR,
Yes,
but it was a failed project though.
but let me ask you this though: would you like Siege more if it was in VR, or would you hate it?
I would probably not really like. Well, okay, that highly depends because if they're gonna make it the VR update, they're gonna have to do some serious modifications and updates to it. for it to allow such a beat.
But it's not a bad prediction though to make though. Like,
Well, considering Ubisoft teams at Montreal are developing Splinter Cell for the VR, that might not be that far off.
that's why I made the prediction, Mason.
Yeah, if Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell is successful in VR, then it's not out of the realm of possibility that the other Ubisoft titles would be for VR as well, like Ghost Recon, Division, Rainbow, all that stuff.
And here's another prediction I'm gonna make. They're gonna bring Rainbow Six Siege to the PS5.
Well, they have to, unless they make it backwards compatible, which they
Well,
might
the
end up doing.
PS4 will be backwards compatible, but I'm just saying, make a Siege for the PS5, but make it like so there's like different missions that you can do, and make it so there's an actual storyline.
You know, did you know there actually kind of is a storyline in Siege, but it's buried in the situation tutorials.
Yeah. But I do
Just
not
like
mean
how-
like a story that you have to find out on your own. I mean like it tells you a story start from finish about about one of your favorite operators. You can choose one of your favorite operators, right? Either it be attack or defense. And the matches that you do in the actual game, when you do them in this campaign, let's say, they have an actual objective.
You know, I really would appreciate it if Ubisoft actually went back and remastered their old Rainbow Six game from 1998, developed by Red Storm Entertainment as well, because that game was probably the best shooter and strategy game ever made for Windows, for Microsoft Windows, and then PS1.
Now, here is a really old game that I'm going to be reviewing, and as soon as I mention this game, you're going to go, oh wow, this is old. The game The Warriors for PS2.
Sorry?
The game The Warriors for PS2.
Okay, I do not know that game at all.
You're playing as a street gang called The Warrior that's actually based off of an old movie.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Saints Row or Grand Theft Auto for some reason.
No, but this
Because nobody mentioned it.
this game is like Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row, but with only one, okay, well, maybe a few differences, but one that I can mention right now. You cannot drive a car in the game. But you can steal car stereos.
Okay, so you're stealing car radios, but you can't actually drive them.
Right.
That reminds me of a similar situation with the or from a totally different game, Driver of PS1. You can only drive in that game, and that's it, and you can't do anything else.
Wait, what game?
You know, you remember the original Driver from Reflections?
Oh, yeah. My favorite was Driver 3, though, just saying.
I only own the original. I didn't own their two games or the mobiles or whatever.
I only have number 3.
I can't find a way to get to the red door, darn it.
Oh, causing mayhem I am.
Now, there's actually one very old game I've never played in such a long time,
The
and
Punisher?
that's Soldier of Fortune. I haven't played that in such a really long time.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
I found out by watching the documentary of its making by gamers, the YouTube channel, and when I saw it, I really freaked out because it's been such a long time since I saw the gameplay, the footage, and now I remember the gameplay a bit, but I couldn't remember the darn name for the life of me whatsoever until I found it from that channel, from that gamers documentary channel.
Now, here's a game.
My gosh,
I only have one bad review for a game. Only one bad review, and the bad review is for Call of Duty Cold War.
The one that didn't even come out yet.
Yes, but
I'm guessing you played the beta multiplayer though, right?
yes, mind you, it's not even supposed to come out until November. I don't even know why they released it early.
I'll be honest though, I feel like when the Call of Duty comes in a beta, it's like you basically got the full game anywhere.
They're gonna update to the full game like when the game comes out, yeah.
Well, was there any gameplay, like any like crashes, reasons or something?
Let's just say playing Cold War is nothing like playing Call of Duty 2019.
Yeah, I remember when Black Ops 4 came out in World War II. I saw Ackman's review on them, and he showed the issues with those games, like game-breaking bugs, freezes. Especially when World War II would had like a lot of errors when it comes to like log into a match or log.
Now I know I said I only have one bad game review, but I got another one actually.
Well, I only got one bad review, and you already know you likely already know what I'm gonna say.
The other bad review is for Friday the 13th, the game.
I thought you were gonna. I swear, I thought you were gonna say Anthem for some reason.
I'll get to that one in a second. But Friday the 13th, ever since it came out, there has been nothing but problems with that game. Either it takes a long time to find a match, or you stall trying to find a match. And also, the offline bots are an issue.
It comes with a training mode? Or some kind of multiplayer mode?
There is an offline mode where you can battle the computer and your Jace and Voorhees. But whenever you start the match, if you notice very quickly, there is a 5 to 10 second delay between Jason snapping the guy's back and Chad Scream and the animation of Chad Scream. Chad Scream activates before it does the animation.
Roger that, Kilo 1-1. Firm up ground position, over.
And the backtracking thing, the part where Jason snaps the guy's spine, it shows it does the, I don't know, like it displays the sound before it even gets to the actual part, like the animation. So that's my first bad review. Well, that's my other bad review. I'm gonna move on to Anthem, which is actually which was actually trash when it even started. Number
Did we
one.
even talk about how? Did we talk about how good Anthem might have been one time in that one podcast episode we did?
Yes, we did, but the one thing I do want to mention though is that game was rushed right out of the gate. We've already said that before.
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna give you guys a little insight on why we believe that it was rushed. Number one, the game wasn't even supposed to come out till a year later. Or a few years later. Ubisoft,
I wonder
right?
why. I do wonder why it got rushed in the first place.
Because
I guess the employees were. I guess they suffered employee. I guess a few employees got laid off, and it caused a lot of problems during the development of Anthem.
well, anything, any of those could be possible, but the reason why I'm gonna say it's been rushed, that it was rushed story, is because they're greedy enough to get their game out there before anyone else does.
By greedy, you mean EA, right?
Bingo.
Well, it's a shame
Instead of
Activision
EA, they should be GAS.
You know, EA, I think, was a great company at one point, but because of bad business practice they've been doing, let me just say, I think Activision is going down that path. Has already gone down that path, while EA is trying to dig themselves out.
EA dug themselves in a hole they couldn't get out of years ago, Mason.
EA is trying to dig themselves out, but it'll definitely take them a long time.
Take a look at how well that's going. EA had a lot of good games in the past. Don't get me wrong there.
For a publisher, yeah.
But there are some things that I just feel like I gotta ask. Like, number one, why would a publishing company, well, okay, like, more than a publishing company now, why would they, number one, go into gaming, and number two, do so bad of a job that they literally dig themselves into a 15-foot hole?
That's the thing. They really are a publisher, and they don't develop games at all, which is kind of annoys me when people say, "Oh, EA makes games." Well, no, they don't. They never did. It's like saying Activision makes games, but Activision is just
they sponsor the
publisher.
games, but they don't actually make the games.
No, they just publish it. There's a big difference there.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between making a game and publishing a game. If you're thinking, well, what's the difference? If you don't know what the difference is by now, I really feel bad for you.
Oh, hello, Chica. You gonna give me a cupcake? Oh, thanks. I'm good. Oh, okay.
And for some of you who know what I'm talking about right away, congratulations. You are now intelligent. You are more intelligent than a pig. I'm kidding, but some of you are more intelligent than most. I just wanted to try a Simon Cowell thing, and it worked.
Absolutely. Well, you know, actually, since we're still going on about business practices and all that, I want to ask you this, Justin. Do cosmetics affect the game at all, or do they really actually affect the game? If they do, please give me a good, honest answer.
It depends on the game you're playing.
Because I'll give you my opinion and a very good, probably a good opinion on that.
My opinion is it depends on the type of game that you are playing, like what type of game that you want to play and all that. But honestly, like I can't really give some insight on like much of this because, well, my brain kind of screwed up on me. That's why I can't answer.
Well, I would just say that cosmetics don't affect video games whatsoever. Because if they did, they would have been affect progression, all that. So they're just art styles. They really don't affect anything whatsoever. Oh, there we go.
Again, the cosmetics do kind of affect anime games. So when I say anime games, I'm talking about your Pokemon, I
feel like everyone knows what anime is at this point.
Yeah, like
I mean, it's very old.
Even the game Sucker Punch, even it has some concepts. Even it would have. Even it would have that. Like, granted, it's only in Japanese, and you have to read Japanese subtitles. It's still a good game.
There's actually there's a lot of a lot of Japanese games.
Sorry, the game's not called Sucker Punch. It's called Punchline.
Is this? You know, I thought Sucker Punch was also a developer name for the game series Infamous. You know?
Well, I'm booking it. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm booking it though because the army was literally like letting bullets fly.
Oh, hello, Mangle. What can I do for you today?
I love going on massacres.
Mangle, what the hell? Okay, man. She's everywhere.
And Mason, there's something else I wanted to ask you too.
Sure.
When you buy a game, right? What do you expect for most when you buy that game? Do you expect the graphics to be better, or do you expect the gameplay to be better, say, than it was in the last one?
I don't expect much, but I expect it to work as advertised, and also not like really microtransactions, so it depends on the game and stuff. Get out of here, BB! Get out of here! I hate you. Oh, give me a break.
Although, like, the only reason I ask is because everyone has different expectations for a certain game.
Well, for me, if it works as intended and it's not like a plot that's broken, and at least some things that are new, and I'm okay with that. But I don't have very high expectations for it, though.
For me, I don't really have high expectations either, but one thing I do expect from a game is there to be a storyline that I can understand.
Yeah. In fact, Black Ops 3 had a terrible story that I couldn't follow.
Oh my god, right? Like, I thought I was the only one that thought that. I thought I was the only one that thought Black Ops 3 was the only game that had a shitty story.
It didn't make any sense. I mean, did you try to understand what was going on? Because I sure didn't.
I couldn't even understand it because every time I tried to, they would throw in a new twist.
Yeah, I mean, sure, the Timefall gameplay was fine, but sure the environment and soundtrack was cool. But I couldn't get invested into the whole game because not only was the zombies, multiplayer, and campaign terrible.
And I'm sorry, but introducing wall running into Call of Duty, it's like you're trying to rip off Titanfall.
What do you think I just said about Timefall gameplay? That's exactly what like Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, and Infinite Warfare have in common.
Well,
oh, you got me joking.
Well, like the game Apex Legends, I can see why, because it was made by the same creator that Titanfall.
Yeah, Respawn Entertainment, right?
Yes.
Did you know Respawn Entertainment was formed by some guys from Infinity Ward?
They were found by what story?
I feel like a few employees that either left EA or Infinity Ward or something like that, formed Respawn Entertainment.
Well, yeah, because Respawn actually cares about their audience, cares about their consumer. You know, like they don't put out a game like just to put out a game.
Yeah. Now, because of the Titanfall's success, Call of Duty had to copy the trend with Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, and Infinite Warfare.
And if you ask me, which was a very terrible idea.
I think Advanced Warfare kind of did the Titanfall like gameplay the best, including Black Ops 3, but I can't say the same for Infinite Warfare because I didn't play much of it. Then again, I think for Ghosts.
Yeah, that Infinite Warfare played, even in the online, just seemed a bit... What I'm looking for here, yes, it did get repetitive after a while, but it also kind of got, like, to the point where everyone was just not playing for fun anymore. They were just playing it, like, to beat each other.
Speaking of which, apparently I read on Facebook that the Activision, I think, has banned 40,000 or 250 players for cheating in Call of Duty Warzone.
Ah.
I'm talking about the console version of Warzone, not the PC.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, can we talk about something like that, like cheaters in a Call of Duty game? Like, why do you think that is?
Probably because everyone wants to prove that they're better than everyone else at Call of Duty.
Yeah, but what is it every time a new game launches every year that it gets hacked? The cheater hacks and cheats are like available for it like, afterwards.
Yeah, like a lot of, I find like a lot of people just, I find a lot of people are just like very stupid.
Well, the weird thing is though, is that I never run into any of those. I just run into lag and bad neck code. That's it.
You know what? I don't care if people condemn me for it because I am very like if I tell like if I know something is stupid and if you're someone that I don't like and Mason, you are a guy that is one of my best buddies, then you know I wouldn't like flat out lie to you and say that I like something when I didn't. Or say I didn't like something when I actually did.
Well, you're being honest about your opinions, right? So and everyone is entitled to their opinions.
That actually brings me to my next point. Honesty can only bring you so far.
Okay, you just sounded like Osfin right there.
No, I said honesty.
I know.
Yeah, honesty can only go so far. There's a point between being honest and just being a flat out dick.
Yeah, like I'm always about honesty. In fact, you really should never like lie or be false. I guess.
Oh, we're past the 1 hour mark. Do you want to keep going for a few more minutes, or do you want to call it quit soon?
Let's just talk. Let's just go. I just want to bring up one more thing, actually.
Okay, and I'll
Yeah.
go ahead killing some more of these infected while you do.
Yeah, guys, if you like when we're talking about being honest, like an hostage, that's all you need. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, so don't attack that. But anyway, since we're pretty much at an hour, I feel like we're gonna be. I feel like we're pretty much there, hit home. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching episode 1 of the SMG MCG podcast.
And keep in mind, there will be no seasons like there were last time. We're just gonna put one out when we put one out. We will not be marking the podcast like we were last time.
Yeah,
Like
well,
we're
this
not gonna
podcast
mark. Like we're not gonna mark it. Podcast season 1, episode 1. We're just gonna call it whatever we can and whatever comes to mind.
Even though this is episode 1, so let us know how we did. Let us know about how we did in the comments if you feel inclined. And we're not going to beg for likes, subscriptions, all that stuff. You can do that on your own, at your own. But definitely get some feedback though.
And if you guys want a good laugh, make sure to check out some of my content on Twitch, because some of it will actually get you laughing good.
Yeah, you definitely can't miss it. You know, like I always say, you'll never be disappointed.
Nope.
There's always something going on.
And there is only one more thing that I just want to say to you guys. Keep on gaming. Peace out.
Peace.
And we're going